Welcome to today's video. This is a ship tour of Radiance of the Seas, and we will start on the upper decks 11, 12, and 13. This is deck 11. This is the solarium. Typically the solarium is an adults only type area. There is a bar, there is a Park Place cafe, and that being said, from time to time kids do come in to go to the cafe area, but usually it's just transient. They're coming and going. This was one of the few places on this ship that you could usually find seating. On this particular ship, seating could be a problem from time to time, although it's not Royal Caribbean's smallest ship. Deck 11 is also the deck that you'll find the main pool on. You'll also find the pool bar and the Windjammer buffet. Now, on this particular trip, gotta say, every time we went into Windjammer, we had to fight for a seat. It was always packed. Typically not enough seating. Back along to the right here, there's also the doghouse. At the end of the video, you'll see the doghouse. This is up on deck 12, totem pole, I guess, from the Alaska sailings. Looking back down on that area we were just viewing on 11. Now on deck 12, we will see in just a moment the Adventure Beach, the pool area, for the Adventure Beach pool for the kids, the sports court, Samba Grill, video arcade, and we'll see that in just a moment. Sky Bar is on 12. This was a port day in Bimini, I believe. We did this after we returned from Bimini. And you'll notice in this clip there are several shots of the island itself. I gotta say, this is a beautiful place. First time at Bimini. Many times in the Bahamas, but Bimini, this was our first time. Probably only about 2,000 people on the island, and Hilton Resorts and Casinos seems to be the big dog here. But this is a beautiful place. Been all over the Caribbean, and you know, outside of St. John and Tortola in the Virgin Islands, this is the prettiest water I think I can recall seeing anywhere. This is the entrance to the Adventure Ocean, the kids' pool area. Did not seem to be open at this particular time. That might have been just because it was a port day. Nice area. Sports court as well. Never really ventured up here on a day when it might have been open, but looks like the kind of place that the kids could have a lot of fun. Again, this is not the smallest ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet. We've actually been on we've been on Vision of the Seas, which is smaller. We did a 12-day Mediterranean cruise on it, but for some odd reason, this one just felt smaller. Sometimes it was difficult to find seating around the atrium area, and I don't recall ever having that problem on Vision. We'll walk around the aft end here, and we'll look at the Samba Grill, a Brazilian type steakhouse. We did not try it on this particular cruise. But if you're a meat eater, then this is probably a venue you'd enjoy. Those stairs lead up to the mini golf area, and we'll walk around the other side and go up in just a moment. And as I say, Windjammer was always packed here, and I suspect that more and more people are choosing to use Windjammer rather than the main dining room. As a matter of fact, in the middle of this cruise, several days into it, we actually got a phone call from the dining room manager inquiring as to where we were eating, and because we had not gone to the main dining room. And he was particularly concerned at Diamond Plus level. He thought we would normally be eating in the dining room. And I explained to him that we don't always like the dining room. We don't always like the wait involved and the long time involved. We prefer to go to the Windjammer. But on this particular cruise, as I've said, it was packed every time we went there. This is the pier that leads into Bimini. This is the video arcade area. Again, was not open at this particular time. Sports deck here. Walking back toward the court, tennis court, basketball court. Sports court, I believe is what it's called. The ship was very, very easy to get around. Everything very accessible, even with the perceived smallness of the ship. There was lots to do. Here on 13 is rock climbing wall, and a view down below to the Adventure Ocean area. And this is the mini golf. Now, normally we do try the mini golf when we're on the ships, but on this particular one, we just did not get a chance to do it. And I guess everyone has their own favorite size or class of ship in this range. Again, this one being smaller, probably not our favorite. We like the mid-level ships like Liberty of the Seas and those types. The Oasis class ships we find much too crowded, although our next cruise is on an Oasis class ship, so we'll get another view on that. But the mini golf course looks perfectly fine. Now, also on the forward end of deck 13, you would find the Viking Crown Lounge, a Diamond Lounge, Concierge Lounge, those types of areas. We found the ship to be fairly well kept up. It was neat and clean for the most part. A few items in the cabin showed their wear, but to be expected. And again, we didn't come up here during a day when things would have been open. Now, this is one of the entrances to the main theater, the Aurora Theater. This is deck 6. There's actually and then there's entrances to the theater on 5 and 6. This is a cinema. There's a movie on board, movie theater on board Radiance. Never seemed to be very crowded. And if you continue walking forward on deck 6 from the theater, this is the pub. It's called the Quill and Compass pub on board. And continue through that door, you would go into the casino. We did attend a show in the theater, and we're not overly particular about seating. Sight lines were good. No trouble finding a seat. Acoustics were good. Not much to complain about here in the theater. It was perfectly adequate. But I do think if you're the type of person that wants a particular seat, or you want to sit up front or something like that, you probably should show up a little early. We're not gamblers, so we didn't really use the casino, but it is easily accessible there on deck 6. Another shot of the quill and compass from the other side, from the main entrance. And back into the casino. This is the champagne bar area. It is also on deck 6, and we're looking down toward the main atrium area. Generally, the seating there is generally decks 4, 5, and 6, although each deck that encompasses the atrium has some limited seating. Looking back toward the champagne bar. And then we're going to make our way here into the schooner bar area, which also houses the Colony Club, Chops Grill, Giovanni's Table. This is typically where you will find the trivia and live piano music at the schooner bar. During the trivia times, again, seating can be very challenging. Other times it's empty. The decor going into the schooner bar area is kind of cool. As you enter the schooner bar, Chops will be to your right, and then just beyond the bar itself will be the entrance to Giovanni's Table. And you can pause this if you'd like a look at the menus. But again, in a previous video, we have expressed our opinion that the best steak is at Giovanni's Table. Bar itself is nice. All the waitstaff we encountered were very, very nice. All the crew was very nice, to be point of fact. This is the entrance to Giovanni's Table. Ate there twice on this cruise, no complaints whatsoever. Now we're going to continue making our way back toward the Colony Club. And this is an interesting area. And again, during the day, on a sea day, for example, this area would be very crowded. Maybe people, doing trivia, playing card games, whatever, having their drinks. So if you get a good seat, sometimes it's a good idea to hang on to it. Now we're going to enter the Colony Club area. Now, the Colony Club is made up of several little venues. This is the Bombay Billiard Club, although I've seen no signage that identifies it as such. That's how it's identified on the ship's deck plans. Back toward the Colony Club itself in the back. This is, again, it's supposed to be called the Jakarta Lounge. And in the back of the Colony Club is supposed to be a Singapore Slings, although, again, no signage exactly identifies these areas. It's pretty much just identified as the Colony Club. And in the evening, you'll find entertainment here, perhaps comedians, some dancing, and, of course, the access to the bars. This is also on debarkation, where we were permitted to sit and wait until our tag number was called to get off the ship. Embarkation and debarkation is made on deck 5, which is the promenade deck, which we'll get to in a moment. If you like walking around a traditional promenade deck, that's on deck 5. The decor is very attractive on this ship. Now, as we move through the lounge area, this is a view of one of the dining rooms. There are two dining rooms, the Tides dining room, the Cascades dining room. We only ate lunch on one occasion at the dining room, and it was perfectly fine. But again, we don't generally eat in the dining room unless we're traveling with family that wants to do so. This is on deck 5. This is the next cruise sales office. These folks were busy all the time. We actually booked 2 more cruises on this particular cruise. This is Cafe Latitudes, also a very, very busy and popular place to get your drinks, your coffees, your lattes, your snacks, your cookies. Very, very popular place where most people head first thing in the morning. It is on deck 5. One entrance into the shops, and we'll get to the shops in a moment. And as on most ships, the photographers tend to get in everybody's way as much as they can, but it's part of their job. Looking down to deck 4, the main lobby bar area, and where's entertainment in the afternoons and evenings. A view toward the top of the atrium. The lobby bar on this particular ship didn't seem quite as popular, as busy as some of the others that we've noticed. Although all the bars were doing steady business, but normally the lobby bar tends to really be packed most of the time. In this ship it wasn't. Now here we're walking through the shops. This is again still deck 5. And the shops were nice. They were well stocked. About what you would expect on a cruise. Same type of thing on every cruise. Purses, watches, jewelry, souvenirs, perfumes, liquor. We did notice, however, that if you looked closely at the displays, they hadn't been cleaned or dusted in quite a while. And some of the items needed to be cleaned, needed to be wiped off. Just ahead is the photo studio. And just beyond that, you would find the art gallery. Now here we're on deck 4, again looking around the atrium, the lobby bar in this area. This is also where you would find the customer service desk and the shore excursion desk right here. We did make use of the shore excursion desk and found it to be efficient enough. We're able to answer our questions, so that's good. And this, I want to talk about, we're almost at the end of this video, and when we're down by the Windjammer, and I mentioned how busy it always is, if you want to grab a quick lunch right on the side of the Windjammer, as you go in, you go through a side door, and you will see the doghouse. And it's a great place to grab lunch. You can enter it either from Windjammer itself, from deck 11, or as you're entering the Windjammer, you take a right toward the ping pong tables, and you'll see the doghouse. And if you like hot dogs, various types of dogs here, very, very good. We ate there 2 or 3 times. No complaints whatsoever, and a lot easier to deal with and find seating than inside the Windjammer itself. This area also serves as overflow seating for the Windjammer as well. And you can also get a small side of coleslaw and potato salads. So, all in all, pleasant trip, pleasant ship, no real complaints. And we want to thank all of you for joining us and watching our videos and subscribing to our channel. If you can give us a like, it always helps. And again, we appreciate all of you. This is just a quick flyover of a couple of examples of the dogs that we had. And it was good stuff. Really was. So again, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.